P14 podcast, and we are back from the long weekend. Straight from the Bronx, straight out of the Bronx. Avery, how you feeling? We always talk about we won't watch this team, won't let it affect us. This weekend kind of sucked. It sucked. I'll say it.
Yeah, watch pretty much every pitch, and
Yeah.
we say don't let it affect us, just like you said. But every single time I'm gonna tune in. Uh, Sunday it was good for as long as it was going. Pitching change made that we can talk about later, and then DJ LeMahieu of all people just ruined my Sunday night. A couple hours
The
later,
guy said I would piss my pants if the Jays signed him. People forget that. Maybe I just have an eye for talent. But yeah,
he
no, it
was a
was
he was a batting champ before he came there. You don't have an eye
I have
for
an eye for
shit.
talent. But yeah, no, he was I will say we got to find a new median of things to be happy about. I say if the Jays win game one of every series, we'll be like, you know what? Like 50-50 chance we win the series now. Let's win game ones. And we did that on Friday. Let me tell you something. Beating Marcus Stroman, that dude leaving in this third inning, that was as good as a World Series championship for me. I'll say it. Am I a generational hater? 1,000,000%. But that rocked. That was everything I've ever dreamed of.
Yeah, leaving the booze, pretty cool as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, such a polarizing character. Love him when he's on your team, and then by the end of it, it's like, okay,
But I don't know if you love him when he's on your like.
you people loved Mark. I loved Marcus
Oh, for
Stroman at the
sure, for
start,
sure, for sure. But what I'm
100%.
saying is like they hate him now. They were just
Yeah,
yeah, they were just like, all right. He was cool first half of the season. Now he just throws
he's
88.
such a good spring training guy to have
Yes,
because
because he talks about the vibes and he wears
he
the
looks
vintage
super
tees.
cool. Yes, and he really good sound bites to have you in on him, and then
He's really PR. He's PR trained
oh my, he's gonna have a podcast for sure when he's
with
done.
Mike Stutter, bro.
Yeah, 100%. That's just what his career path is moving on to.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. Maybe a rap career with Mike Stud. Maybe he'll go on tour with Stud. But I'll tell you what, if he keeps throwing 88 to 90, not even anywhere near the plate, I don't know how much longer we'll be seeing Marcus Stroman in a baseball jersey. But yeah, I didn't want to touch on this obviously because I'm not really that active with my personal life on social media. I like to keep that part obviously off of it. But I we had to say goodbye to my grandmother, my nonna, one of the greatest people I ever met. She raised me, and I remember when I was a kid, man. I used to always she had no idea what baseball was, how to play with her. She would just hop onto the driveway and just let me just pitch to her, and
That's awesome.
it would rock, man. And the hardest thing, and I know some of the listeners can relate to this probably, and some of them are probably older, but the toughest thing for me going forward now is not having her be able to like see me get married. Not having um not having her be able to meet her great grandkids and just not being there for like big parts of my life. So uh
It's the worst,
yeah,
man.
it's tough.
Grandparents
And
are the best.
yeah,
It
so
gets to that time for everyone, like when
yeah,
I don't have any of my grandparents left, and it's like
yeah,
fuck. I really wish I spent way more time with them than I did.
yeah.
So it's the worst part of it,
I
dude.
would maximize it, but like I would go see her all the time in the nursing home and stuff. And it's just the person that I was seeing was not her that was there. She obviously Alzheimer's, dementia, like couldn't walk, couldn't move the left side of her body, and yeah, it was like not a slow burn because she was still here and all that, but it was everything changed when she had her stroke. So she's not struggling anymore. That's something I have to keep telling myself to make myself move on. And uh yeah,
She'll see it happen, man. She'll
it's
be
one of
there.
the toughest parts of my life. And if you are, I know a lot of our listeners out there are younger or in their 20s, and if you still have the luxury of having both your grandparents alive, man, just take it from us. Obviously, we're a little bit older. We're not old, but go spend time with your grandparents. Go tell them you love them. Like I said, man, I would kill for just one more meal with her around the family table after school. So it sucks, and fuck, man. Yeah, it's tough. So I think it's the first time we're recording this podcast, but yeah, it's gonna be a tough next couple days here, and
The
uh,
worst.
it's gonna be a battle, but
We're
uh,
sending love your way.
yeah,
I know everyone's doing that. We
it's a
love you,
tough one,
buddy.
man, and it's going to take a while to get over this, but uh, she's not suffering anymore, and that's all I have to keep telling myself. So, and that's yeah, we'll get that. That's it. That's it for that, man. It's just it's really tough couple days. Saying the last goodbye to her, and I remember she when she was in her hospital bed the last couple days, she kept like she would just kept waking up and saying like, "Where's John Anthony?" I was probably not to be. I was probably one of her favorite I was her favorite grandson, and she would just always make sure I was ask if I was fed, even if she was on her deathbed, and it's
So
a
she's
tough
got a
blow,
big,
and
strong grandson
yeah,
now.
yeah. So just gotta stay strong with it and move on. And
Spend time with your
I wish,
family.
yeah, spend time with your grandparents, and I wish she was like fully functioning and like all there to be able to see the success that this podcast has had and all that. But now she's able to see it from up there with my other Nunna. So tough one. Thank you guys for everyone that sent the condolences. And I really do appreciate it. And yeah, we're just gonna get back to Blue Jays baseball, man. That's
Well,
all we can do is push forward.
would you let it eat when you were pitching to her back in the
Not really. No, I wouldn't. I mean, she would kind of sometimes field and stuff, but yeah, she had
day?
no idea what baseball was. We used to have. I remember me and my brother used to play games and the bigs, and one time he beat me and I punched him right in the fucking face because he hit like a walk off bomb on me, and I just remember her running downstairs with her Italian accent going bananas that I hit my brother, but she's the best. I love you, Nunna, and yeah, everything I
Nick
do now.
posted an awesome video too. I saw
Yeah,
on
just
his
a good
Insta
video.
story.
She's one of a kind, man, and I'm gonna miss her. And like I said, make sure you guys tell your grandparents, your parents, significant other, whatever it is, man, that you love them. I see it a lot in the nursing home. I see a lot of husbands in the nursing home without their significant other, and they're just kind of miserable, just in their room, kind of just waiting for the days for them to pass. And just life is precious, and tell the people you love like you love them. So, and that's it for
Absolutely.
that. But other than that, though, man, speaking about Italians, I guess we can go right into it. Joey Loperfido. Uh, fuck me. I love Joey Loperfido. And we're gonna get him on this podcast. I'm really good friends with his buddy. Follow their performance center, BPC. It's a massive pitching center in New Jersey.
You
He's
think
a good buddy of
they
mine,
could
Mike
help
Adams.
they
You
could
know
help
that
me
facility?
maybe?
What?
No, I saw you followed them on Insta. Maybe he could
Yeah,
help
yeah.
me with some pitching stuff.
Yeah. I told him to get in contact with you because you coach like you're a pitching coach at Guelph, and he does like remote stuff, and he's really fucking good.
Yeah.
He brings these high school kids from like 78 to like 98. Like he Chase Petty, who was a first round pick from the Twins,
Yeah.
when he got to his facility, he was throwing 80. Now he throws 100. So if you are looking for like that type of stuff, follow there. And honestly, I might even go to the next strain here. I want Gate 14 Nation to comment on Joey Loperfido's go on Gate 14. I want the same Treya Savage situation. I'm not sure what's going on with Treya Savage, but I'm assuming he'll be in Toronto sometime soon. Maybe throw it a first pitch or do the old spiel with the family at the signing and all that. And it's 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 happening. Treya Savage is signed with the Toronto Blue Jays. Avery, what are your thoughts about that number though? I'm pretty sure it's like slot, right? Or just a bit above
It
it.
was really close to slot. Yeah, I don't know why it took so long if that was the number they came up with, honestly. I think they were trying to fit Terrell into their plans like we had talked about. And Savage was gonna have to take underslot for that. And a guy who had fallen and thought he was gonna be a top 12 pick probably doesn't want to take underslot at 20 when he was gonna
Yeah,
take
that's
around
fair.
slot for that. So that's
Call his ass up. Call his ass up now.
well, I don't think he's gonna pitch this year.
No chance. I mean, there's a month left in the minor league season. It ends
I
in
know,
August,
and
right?
how that would have been my question for him too. Like, what are you doing
We'll
right
get
now?
him on. Like he follows us. He sees our shit. Like we will get him on. But yeah, our focus has been shifted to show Perfido, and I think it's gonna happen. Probably like 100% it'll happen. I just don't know when. But I'm a little bit greedy. I want it to happen as soon as possible because we are Joey Loperfido guys. But speaking about that, Joey Votto, another Italian. It's just an Italian pod now.
Well,
Home
it's
run.
always been an Italian pod, sadly.
Joey Votto launches a baseball in Buffalo, gets a nice little hit. They were celebrating him walking and scoring the winning run. I
Oh my
saw.
God. Yeah, the Buffalo Bisons, their socials.
Well,
Joey Votto's been on
Brent's due.
base every time or something like that.
Brent's due for the Buffalo Bisons.
They do need interactions when they can get them.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it was
Joey
Arelvis
Votto
home
puts,
runs, Addison Barger home runs, and now it's Joey Votto. Like
yeah,
they know
and
what
that's
they're
what's
doing.
unfortunately that's what is going to put asses in seats is when you talk about Joey Votto. I will say the season could not be more over. So like call his ass up and just send down like De Los Santos or whoever. Like, just get the man at bats. Like, let's have some fun. We'll bring the
Well,
live streams back.
is the 40 man full? It's got to be, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's
So
full.
someone's going to have to get snipped for Votto to come up.
Yeah, and that's maybe a phantom IL. Actually, if Bo Bichette goes in the 60-day though, right?
Okay. I don't know how that works.
Me neither. We'll
I
pretend
just
that
thought
that's
you'd
what
have I
happens.
thought you'd have to be on the 40 man to be called up.
I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. I know someone's gonna get mansplained to us in the
Yeah.
comment section about it, but Joey Votto, yeah, the Joey Votto, and if this is a true circle, I kind of want to see Will Wagner instead of Joey Votto in the show right now because Will Wagner objectively just rocks. He's putting up like Horwitz numbers in the minors, and what we've learned from Spencer Horwitz is it works in the show. I guess Horwitz is awesome, great at bats, and Wagner's like the exact same carbon copy version of him, which is a little less power, but
Well,
there's some
he's
fun
hitting for power right now.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't tell with that league though, man. Like in that league, like Horwitz at like 20 something bombs. Like,
No, he didn't do that. He led the league in doubles when he
oh,
came up.
double. Okay, yeah,
He,
maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I'd like to see Will Wagner.
there's a couple guys that I do want to see. Like
Will Robertson. I'm assuming one.
he's doing them. Like Phil Clark's been pretty good behind the dish. I'm They can take other looks with guys behind the plate at this point. Serving did have a good game. What was that, Friday though? He had a
Yeah, he
couple
was
hits.
serving. He was,
Was that
Marcus
Friday or
Stroman's
Saturday?
daddy. It was Friday, I believe, because he was Marcus
Yeah.
Stroman's daddy. I think he got 3 hits. It was he brought his average up about 200 points. So
Yeah,
shout out to Serving.
And then there's Riley Terada as well. There's some players you can find a capable team for next season, and you just want to give these guys the chances. That's what we talked about the Orelvis thing last podcast. Like, how are you so dumb to give yourself up?
Orelvis would be playing every day, but I do thank Orelvis for getting popped because we get to see the goddamn Earn Dog cook. And let me tell you about that guy. I believe he had 5 hits on the weekend. It might be more, actually. I know he had like 2, 3. Actually, what am I saying?
Well, he went 2 hits right away off Garrett Cole.
2 hits. Yeah, 2 hits off Garrett Cole. He owned. I don't know if he owns Garrett Cole. That might just be a narrative I start. But he,
as of Sunday, he owns Garrett Cole.
Like, yeah, I mean, he had 5 hits. He went 5 for 13. He was raking. He's been unbelievable the last month. So thank you, Elvis, for the pregnancy pills, or I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Maybe he's taking those Rhino pills at the gas station.
Rhino pills.
The Rhino boner pills.
Have you ever taken those?
I've never actually. So my buddy, we used to do this like stupid shit. When we were growing up. We're year after high school, like the little gap year.
Gap year, yeah.
We would do like stupid shit. And one of my buddies thought it'd be just hilarious to take Cialis, and we're like, all right, like I guess it's like kind of funny. And he just had like a boner for like 10 hours. It was like the funniest shit ever. Like we'd be in the car and he would be like, fellas, like he'd put like he wouldn't. Okay, he would show us. He was like rock hard. Like we went to the party. We went to the party and stuff like that. And then the next morning at like 7 a.m. we drove home because like it was like an early night. And he still was hard while he was driving us home because he took Cialis. So like it is a funny thing, but
don't they tell you to go see your doctor after
I have
that
no idea. It was just objectively just like one of the funniest things of all time. And yeah, that's just like a stick we used to do. But yeah, maybe Elvis took the Rhino pills from Petro Canada. No free ads, but that's what he was doing. And actually, to go circle back on the weekend, I witnessed there was a shooting 10 feet from me. That was kind of cool, I guess. Not really cool, but like,
did they shoot a cop?
Yeah. So what happened was we're at Wheat Chief and we are like near the door. So Wheat Chief, there's like a patio where the street is. Like it's not King, it's the opposite one. And all we hear is like a loud pop. And our buddy Jimmy, who is God bless his soul, is like one of the nicest, greatest dudes of all time, is like thought it was fireworks. So he comes inside and he's like, I think like there's fire. I'm like, Jimmy, it's 11 o'clock on a Saturday and the holiday's Monday. Why the fuck would there be fireworks? Then we just see this guy like wobbling like past the bar. I don't know if it was him that got shot. Maybe he was running and like spraying something. And just a SWAT team of cars just come to like the left side of the bar. And security at Wheat Chief is like, everyone inside. And we're inside and they don't let us leave. And we're looking outside. And there is literally, I'm not even exaggerating, there's like 50 cop cars just on the road. And we find out later, unfortunately, a cop got shot in the leg, no life-threatening injuries. But what happened was a guy was getting detained. I guess he was really drunk. And he just was like, I guess resisting and then just shot the cop in the leg.
With the cop's gun?
I don't know, with his gun or the cop's gun. But we heard like the loud pop because I was beside the door. So I heard the pop, and so did like Alto and Jonah. And we're like, what the like it's gotta be something. Cause you always hear like pops and shit,
Yeah,
obviously, like
yeah.
a tire pops or whatever. And we're like, whoa. And then once the cop cars come, I was like, my God, dude, like this is bananas.
That is so Jimmy to say that it like be
Yeah.
so certain that it's
And the funniest
fireworks.
thing about Jimmy is he texted his mom. Like he texted his parents right after the gunshot. He said, "There's gunshots outside the bar." I'm out. Like, why would you text your mother that? Like they were just gonna be like worried for like hours
Yeah,
that
if
you
you
were
don't
just in
text
an
them back.
active like just like in the middle of a shooting. But yeah, anyways, cop got shot outside of Wheat Chief, and it was like kind of sketchy for a little bit, but I was pretty banged up. So I tweeted I tweeted there was active gunshots. Don't know how that makes sense. I guess the shots weren't running, but yeah, there was gunshots outside of the bar we were at. So that was a pretty cool little tidbit that I got to
What would
experience.
inactive gunshots
Yeah, I
then
know. That's
be?
what someone commented. I was like, ah, you know what? That might make sense. And then I was on the crime scene. And the funniest part about it is um Toronto Star reaches out to me and they go, hey, we heard you were like at the scene or whatever. We'd like to interview, like, just can I ask you a few questions? I said, is this the Toronto Star that employs Mike Wilner? And he goes, yes, but we have no affiliation with, like, I have no affiliation with Mike. I don't know him. And then I just didn't answer. And he's like, all right, well, I guess this guy's not going to answer my fucking questions because he knows the gripe I have with Wilnsey. But yeah, it was a weird Saturday. We had to walk around Toronto to get to Cherries, and then we went to Altos. So it was crazy. I was pretty banged up, but a couple of Gate 14 listeners there. I got to experience the gunshots with them, so that was cool. But yeah, shout out Wheat Chief. Wheat Chief. It's a great bar though, by the way. I do love Wheat Chief.
Oh yeah, I think it's a good Thursday bar. Always a line and cover sucks there.
There wasn't really a line on Saturday, like
Okay.
at all, to be honest with you. Like it was, you kind of just got right in. Uh, saw an old flame who's married now. We won't go into that, but or engaged, sorry. And yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, so just enjoy your weekends, man. You know, it's a summer. It sucks getting down to Toronto, especially with Caravana. It took me two and
Oh
a half
yeah,
hours from
I
Guelph,
bet.
but yeah, it's a tough one. It was a tough weekend. But what did you do this
Well,
weekend? You were golfing. I have a gripe with you. Like I don't know if maybe the girls can answer this, if like, or someone can ask certificate others. I don't think you were golfing and your girlfriend was there with you in the golf cart, just watching you and your boys golf.
no, she golfs.
Oh, she golfs.
Yeah.
Oh, because she took a picture like behind the green, so I was like, oh, maybe she's just chilling.
No, she's like she really likes playing 9 holes and doesn't like playing 18.
Okay,
And she stayed there. Because we took 2 cars. We were in Georgetown. So
yeah,
my brother works at the Club Link course there. So we get a nice little discount. She played 9. She'll hit driver, pick it up, go in the middle of the fairway, hit again, whatever,
yeah,
putt. So she didn't really want to play the back 9. So she kind of hung out for that.
yeah. See, I don't know if girls like that though. That's what I'm saying. Like I was just
No,
like,
it was like you can go home at 9. Like she had her own car there, and she's like,
yeah, that's
you know
fair.
what else? I gave her the options,
But
and she
then she got
decided
you back though. Today you were shopping.
no. To shopping was my problem, so I forgot my computer charger today,
Okay.
and I was like, dude, I can't. I forgot my first time I've ever done this. I forgot my computer charger at home, so I had to go to the mall, and that's perfect for her. Like the excuse, oh, we can go to the mall and we can be there for 2.5 hours. I was like, you know what? I had to go anyways. It's fine. I think I bought more things than she did. I got a new pair of shoes and I got my computer charger. And then on the way home, sweet treat, of course, fucking soft serve ice cream, the best. And then I saw Bowden and his family walking down the street. So
It is cool that Bowden recognized you. He did. Yeah, it's cool that Bowden was like, "What's up, buddy?" Like,
yeah.
how did that interaction go with you and Bowden Francis? Was it just like
So
a
we're
shoulder
both on
tap,
this. We're
stick
both no,
tap?
we're both on the side of the street. We're walking towards each other. I see it. He looks very Toronto.
Yeah, it's
He's
like a
just
hipster.
sick. He's just 6'5".
Yeah,
Like he's just too tall. He's
yeah.
taller than everyone else. I was like, that's got to be him. And he was pulling the wagon with his kid, and I think girlfriend or I don't know
I think
if
it's
they're
his
married.
girl. I think it's his wife.
Okay, she was there too with holding the baby. I was like, "What's up?" We like kind of recognized each other at the same time. Just dap up. Went on with our days.
Love that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Love that shit. Love that shit.
He's the best too.
He's the man. He's the man. I hope for success for him. He's the absolute best.
Yeah.
He's the best to ever do it. I remember. Yeah, he's just such a. I've known him for a while. He's a great fucking dude. But let's go into the weekend series. I mean,
I no,
obviously,
I got one more thing. We are dropping full uniform game this week.
yes, full
I've seen the
uniform
video.
game.
I've seen the video.
It's good.
Judah's fucking good at that shit,
Judah is
man.
he wants to get into that. If you are listening to this and you need a video guy or a wedding or whatever. Like
I don't know if you'll want to do weddings, but he's talented enough to do
yeah,
it.
yeah, he's talented enough. Get Judah on the call, man. He killed it. I wish.
Figured out the mic this year. We're
Yes, the
good.
mic was great. That was the biggest concern when I was listening to it. I was like, "Yep, this sounds way better than the last one." So yeah, shout out Judah, absolute legend for
When should
that.
we drop that this week?
I'm thinking like tomorrow night, maybe
I can get down with that.
7 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah, we'll drop that 7 o'clock tomorrow. So yeah, shout out Judah for that. That rocked. Great video. Copyright music right off the rip with Morgan Wallen, but that's fine.
It's
It
not
was
it's not
fun.
going to be our 10K video, so we can
It
put the
probably
cup.
it might.
You
It
think
might.
so? I think
Yeah.
we got ceiling at like 6, 7. Those
Yeah,
who
that's fair.
know, and those who don't,
Yeah, yeah.
we want
We'll
them to
see.
see
I
it.
mean, we did 13Ks on the worst seats in the Rogers Center, but that's more of like a type of
Clickbait.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, clickbait type of thing. So yeah, shout out Judah for that. But I guess we can go to the weekend here. Some winners of the weekend for me, obviously the Joey Loperfido, great at bats. He has such a cool swing. Again, I might have a kink for left-handed swings. That might
Yeah.
just be it. I
You're
might just have it.
not alone for that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Like I feel like any swing from the left side, I'm like, that swing fucking rocks. And he is one of them. So show Perfido. I didn't realize, I saw Iggy tweet this, shout out Iggy. I didn't realize how fast he was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The
He
sprint,
is
like
like
90th percentile sprint speed, I believe.
yeah, it's like 93rd, I believe.
I can look right
Uh,
now.
he is so unbelievably fast. It is bananas and great in the field as well. How that cool little relay to get Gleyber Torres after he pimped the single. Yeah, Joey Loperfido is the man, the
90th
absolute man.
percentile. Yeah.
90th.
Yeah. Great arm. Outs above average at 0. Or sorry, his arm value is 2, but arm strength is low. That's odd. I was doing some chart looking for Joey Loperfido, saying like, what's his deal? We're still 42 games into his major league career, so you can't make some absolutes here. Let's also pump the tires and realize what prospect development is. It's not linear; it's up and down. Davis Schneider, as YJ's like to tell me, is the same age as Joey Loperfido. Like it can go up and down. Don't give up on Davis Schneider and be all in on Loperfido. Like I still think they're both projects
Yeah.
that have high upside. So that's where I got to. Another thing was him is he had 48 strikeouts at the time. 26 of them were looking, and 22 of them were swinging. I was just like, why is he not swinging the bat? Um, and again, his weighted on base average basically coincides with his swing percentage as well. Makes sense. Like if you're getting easiest way to get on base hits. And his swing percentage and weight on base average were like 1-1. So he needs to. I still think he needs to be aggressive in the zone. Swing and missing a little too much in the zone as well. But there's a lot of fun stuff. The tools are loud and they are obvious. So again, not a finished product in any sort. So just 25. Well,
Young buck.
yeah,
So young.
there's some fun to have. Like you don't. It's disgusting to say, but at this point for the last 2 months, process and figure things out at the big league level will turn over to next season. Like let's really be big leaguers for these last 2 months and get it ready for
It
next
just I
year.
feel bad for the older guys that have been in this process forever, like Bassett, who has never been to a World Series, never been. I don't think he's even been to the ALCS, let alone the World Series. It sucks because now those guys are looking back on this team now and they're being like, oh my god.
Yeah, they are not being given what was promised to them when they
Yes,
signed.
and that's why it's like those dudes ain't signing back here. I promise you that shit. Those dudes ain't coming back.
No, and
Uh,
for the money they're worth, it probably doesn't make sense for them to come
yeah,
back like with this team and where they're going to be at.
yeah, it's tough. I mean, Bassett has to like stick it out for another full year. Kind of like a quote unquote rebuild. I don't even know if next year they're going to be good. I don't.
Well, I don't think they're going to be great next year. I think you're hoping for a Red Sox season next
Yes,
year.
like yeah, where it's like tons of prospects, some two or three big pieces. Boba Shep bounce back, Vladdy stays hot, and goes from there. And we'll see what happens. But it is weird now, Avery. I will say, I wanted to ask you this: who has been the weirdest Blue Jay you've seen in another uniform after the trade deadline, like this season? Because for me,
Oh, IKF wearing red batting
yes,
gloves on the Pirates, it was bad.
yeah. The thing is, though, is IKF wasn't even here for long. He's here for like 2
I know,
months.
but just straight up wearing the gear because Jano wore his navy blue gear that he would wear with the baby blue jerseys. So
Yes,
I was like, I've seen Jano wearing that gear before. It's
for
not
us.
that different for me. I was there. It was okay. Justin Turner wearing the City Connects again for the Mariners.
Yes,
Really weird.
yes.
That's where he hit the grand slam was, and then
That was
IK,
so cool. I'll tip my cap. That was sick.
yeah, he got that out front and he pulled it, and that's when he does his best. IKF is the weird one as well. I haven't seen Kiermaier in the Dodgers uniform yet.
I've seen it once. I saw a picture of him at BP.
Okay, yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
I
seen
haven't. I
that.
don't know if he's even had an at bat yet. Maybe he has. But they're playing Oakland, so I was definitely not watching that. But
Kikuchi looked pretty good in orange.
yeah, he looked pretty. And I will say he absolutely shoved.
That's what we
First
want.
inning,
Yeah.
first inning, tough. I'll say it. I mean,
I
double
had my
home run.
buddy from Houston text me that I went to college with saying, "Get this guy off my team."
And then
After,
he just went Nolan Ryan mode.
yeah, because I went to see the Twisters movie, and I didn't respond to it, and I was like, "Okay, do you have something to say now?" He's like, "Oh, this guy's sick. I love him."
He looked unreal. But I will say the biggest pet peeve when guys get traded to other teams for me is their fans act like they have the greatest coaching staff on the planet now.
For
Because
sure.
the Houston Astros fans were like, oh, the Jays weren't maximizing Yusei Kuchi. What are you talking about? The Jays revived the dude's career. He was a bum. No,
Yeah.
no disrespect. He could even say it himself. His first year with the Jays, he sucked. The Toronto Blue Jays revived his career, and we have Astros fans like that Schwab guy, or the fuck his name is, he's a loser, was saying the Jays pitching staff or the Jays coaches were misusing him. We were going to unlock a whole nother Yusei. What are you talking?
He
We
was striking
revived
out
him.
1,000 people.
You are the reason. Like we are the reason you guys traded for him. You wouldn't have traded for him if he was just didn't develop here. You're welcome. You should be thanking us on your hands and knees, thanking us. He rocked though. 11 punchies. I think he was in line for the win. Might have got no decision, but shout out Yusei. It's cool. I will always be rooting for Yusei Kuchi. That's why I tweeted like they're booing him after. And like, what are we talking about here? But he
I
was
think there's
incredible.
a lot of those guys I'm cheering for. There's not really like Jimmy. I'm indifferent about like if he gets
Yeah,
the final out of the World Series. I'm not going to tweet, "Oh, I'm so happy for Jimmy
yeah,
Garcia." He was really great when he was here. I just
yeah,
didn't have we didn't know shit about Jimmy Garcia. We never heard anything about him, pretty much. So it's
yeah.
a little bit different. I also think the Toronto Blue Jays are going to have by the end of next season top 10 farm system.
You think so?
I think we've got a chance. Because
Because right
if
now they're at 20 in the updated ones.
okay,
Yeah. Well, Arjan is going to be a top 100 prospect next year.
Arjun Namal is going to be up there for sure. Yeah, striking out a ton, but you're 18 hitting home runs at an absurd rate. You'll take one for one strikeout to home runs every game if you're going to do that.
What blows my mind about is it Arjun or Arjan?
Arjun.
Arjun Namala is he is so skinny and so small, but launches baseballs into like he again. This is like a hard comparison for, but he really does remind me of like a Trey Turner esque guy, where like he's gonna strike out a decent amount, but he just launches balls into orbit, and he's fun as shit to watch.
Yeah, Trey Turner creates some good speed as well. He and the ability to hit home runs and hit far home runs. I think that's a really good comp. Obviously not as quick, and you hope he can be Trey Turner, but at the plate will be able to create that juice for a guy who's a skinny looking person. I think that's good. And you're 18, like by the time you're 21 and you're finally growing up and eating as you should, like he's probably doing that this year for maybe the first time
Yeah,
in the player development center. Get those guys. He's going to be way thicker in 3 years, and I'm excited to see how
it's
that
great. We're
plays
not
out.
going to see him for another 3 or 4 years.
No, nor should you. Like
Yeah,
I'd expect him to be 22 knocking on the door
yeah, which
like
sucks
that.
because I have hockey and football brain where guys get drafted and they're just immediately there. You know, it's
Yes.
like yeah, you have Easton Cowan who will probably be there next year. I mean, Mitch Marner was like 20, 21, maybe, or maybe he was 20 when he was in the show. But you have guys like Matthews gets drafted first year, first game he scores four
Four
goals.
goals. Yeah.
Like it's like I
That,
wish baseball was like that, but it's too hard of a sport. It's a sport of failure where you can't have an 18-year-old hitter unless you're Bryce Harper coming up to the show or
so
Juan
if
Soto.
we just go over who should be in the starting five for the team, like make no moves. It's what you project the 2026 rotation to be at this point. Bloss, probably.
Yeah.
You Savage, Tiedemann, Manoah, Barrios,
But what about Yariel?
Yariel. There's six there. You know, three of those guys are major league good. Like
Yeah,
they're fine to be in there. And then you're like Bloss, Tiedemann, and Savage are kind of fighting for two spots there, even
yeah.
as well. Like you're in a pretty good spot pitching wise, I think, for some of the other
And
guys.
you got Aaron Sanchez in the
Yeah,
background.
and then you have guys who can come out of nowhere and be good as well. And that's before you even spend on pitching.
Yeah, and
Um,
they will spend. I'm convinced this team will spend. And uh,
and the thing about the farm system I wanted to say is if they're going to continue playing this bad, which is kind of what we need at this point. I know it sucks for what we do, but if you can get a top 5 pick and get that huge bonus pool, they're going to be in a really, really good spot to rebuild this farm pretty quickly.
yeah, and they are fighting with the Rockies, I believe, and the Angels for that first overall pick right now.
Yeah, let
So
me look at.
we need it to be Rocktober.
So the biggest stream I'm looking forward to is the MLB draft lottery stream we're gonna do in like November, whenever that happens. Or it's
That is good.
I think it's December.
The
It
lottery.
takes place during the winter meetings.
Okay, we will be there no matter what.
Yeah, December 5th of 2023 is when it happened last season.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do that again. And let's look at the MLB draft order right now. The Blue Jays, based on where they are, would be fifth. And again, it's a lottery, so their odds 7.83% for the first overall
Let's
pick.
keep losing. I fear.
Yeah, and it's great that the White Sox and the Oakland A's can't have a top 10 pick.
Yeah. I imagine being a fan of that team where you have like restrictions on how bad you can be now. It's like
That is insane.
you have been bad for too long. We are not giving you the privilege of the first overall pick again. And they didn't even get it last year. Neither of those teams had it last year. They were just in the lottery, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it sucks, but yeah, it's a sad day to be a White Sox fan. And this is where we're at with Blue Jays fandom right now. It's like, listen, we could be the White Sox, and we're not. We could be the Angels, and we're not. So, yeah, some sad day in Blue Jays land. But I guess yeah, we talked about Friday's game. Yariel Rodriguez. No, he was Saturday, right? Why Rod?
No, he was Sunday.
Sunday, sorry. Who was Friday? Gossman.
Yeah, he gave
Great
up
stuff from Gossman. Not really a lot of swing and miss. Not a lot of strikeouts from
the
Gossman.
Yankees have his number. Do you
They
remember?
really do. He has like a 10 ERA against them this year.
That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. I remember his first Yankee Stadium start. That was early on.
That was when the hopes
Tough.
were high, though.
It is so hard for us to pretty much correctly tweet about how good Vlad is. And in the same baseball game, Aaron Judge is just doing everything Vlad is doing, but the ball's going 50,000 feet further. And now they're walking him every time. What did you think of them complaining about walking him?
I actually wanted to talk about this. I actually have this in my notes. Yankees fans complaining about the Toronto Blue Jays walking Aaron Judge. What do you like? This is a competitive sport. If the best hitter on the planet, the MVP probably this season, is hitting, and there is a guy on base and there's a base open, anyone with a half functioning brain would walk him. I'm sure there's Yankees have intentionally walked guys multiple times this season. Multiple times. It's just it's clickbait stuff, it's merchant stuff. Juan Soto saying, I hate the fact that whatever that they're walking Aaron Judge. Then get a better 4-hole hitter instead of fucking Austin Wells. Okay?
Yeah.
Get a better 4-hole hitter instead of Austin Wells because it worked every time the Jays did it.
Honestly, you should put Judge ahead of Soto. I think that's just the easy fix. I know they're kind of locked into their spots.
Soto walks anyways.
Yeah. So why don't you let two of them on? If you're worried about Judge, the reason they're walking him is because they're not worried about Austin Wells. And it happened a bunch because of lefty pitchers coming in to face Soto.
Yeah.
They walk Soto. Okay, whatever. Aaron Judge is going to massacre this baseball, so we'll try and get Austin Wells out left on left.
And Yankees fans like saying, oh, like pussy this, pussy that. Listen, get a better 4-hole guy or make the Toronto Blue Jays pay for it. They did not make the Blue Jays pay for it after Aaron Judge got walked. They had the bases loaded. Austin Wells, I believe, they walked him to make bases loaded for Austin Wells, and he pops up. You had multiple times to blow the game open, especially on Sunday when you walked Aaron Judge, and you just didn't do that. So you know what? It's a game of strategy. If you have a half functioning brain, you know that we will be walking Aaron Judge no matter what. That's how you beat the Yankees. We don't know how to beat the Yankees, but that is how you beat the Yankees. That is how other teams are going to attack the Yankees. Aaron Judge is the best hitter on the planet, probably one of the best hitters I've ever seen. Of course, you are going to walk Aaron Judge. Of course.
Yeah, and if you want to ask if it works or not, Aaron Judge, the old run column from Sunday's game, big fat donut, no runs. It's like, okay. It's pretty right in front of you if it worked or not.
Yeah.
So there it is, man. I have absolutely no problems with it too, and it's really just handedness base because it happened to Little and Genesis Cabrera, I believe. That's why they did it. That's why they walked Aaron Judge.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Henny throwing the ball at Aaron Boone was so funny too, because I totally understand what happened there. Um, they walked, I think it was no one on for Aaron Judge when
Yeah.
Genesis Cabrera walked him.
Mm-hmm.
And Boone starts calling people, oh, like whatever, man up, try and throw to him. Genesis Cabrera's saying, I didn't come up with this decision. So he just launches the ball into their dugout.
Yeah.
Like, a fuck you to Aaron Boone, whatever. And then he throws it back. I thought that was a nice little part of the game as well.
Yeah. It was it rocked. That was just a funny little tidbit. I mean, I would probably do the same thing if I was Aaron Boone. I am a hothead as well.
Yeah.
So I would have done literally the exact same thing Aaron Boone done in that situation. And it kind of, if my manager did it, I would love it. So that's just where I'm at with that because it was kind of rock star shit to just launch it back into the Blue Jays dugout, even
Yeah.
though the Blue Jays dugout had no idea what was happening. They just launched it back into the dugout. But yeah, Saturday's game I wanted to talk about. When Jose Barrios is bad, man, he's bad. He is giving up cock shots to Trent Grisham, and Trent Grisham sending balls into orbit.
Trent Grisham's half swinging balls into the third deck.
Yeah. When he's bad, Jose Barrios. And we got the bad Jose Barrios Saturday. The meatball Jose Barrios, the batting practice Jose Barrios, and that ball that Aaron Judge hit. It's Jose Barrios. Yeah, when like his fastball is so flat when his pitch. No.
That is, he only hits meatballs. You wish everyone wishes their best hitter only just hit meatballs down the middle. We yelled at Matt Chapman. We wanted
Matt
him.
Chapman effect, bro.
We wanted him dead because he couldn't hit the meatballs.
Yeah.
Who cares where the pitches are? Like, please do damage on the pitches that suck. You're gonna get probably a bad pitch in at bat in a spot that's hittable, and Aaron Judge just he hits them. That's what you want from
Yeah.
hitters, like hit the mistakes, and he does it very, very well.
Yeah, exactly. It's just yeah. That's just what he does. He launches baseballs as far as I've ever seen. I saw the ball hit off the flight deck off of Robbie Ray, a little tidbit back there 3 years ago.
Yep.
That was wild. I saw it
And
live.
full uniform game last year, he hit one onto the flight deck as well, I believe.
Yeah, he's just done it. Maybe you should sign in Toronto. He'd probably hit like 100 home runs if he did that. But yeah, that Saturday game was just tough to watch. I mean, there wasn't really any good things besides Vladdy again. 16 game hit streak, I believe, for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 16 game hit streak. Let me say that again. 16 game hit streak for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. This is the best version we have seen of him. If the Toronto Blue Jays do not pay this man as soon as humanly possible, I will be storming Rogers Media like it's the goddamn Capitol building if they don't pay this guy. He is so good. He's really, if you look at his career, like playing full seasons, he's only had one bad career, which was last year when he hit 26 home runs and whatever, 80 or 70 RBIs or whatever it was. He has been good the longevity of his career. And
he was 26 home runs, 94 RBIs.
Yeah, like a down season for Vladdy was 26 home runs, 94 RBIs. And I think it's pretty fair to say, Avery, he's going to hit 30 this year, right?
Yep, I'm hoping
30,
so.
100 plus RBIs, 200 plus hits he'll have this year. He has just been unbelievable. His OPS over 900, slugging above 600.
The OPS is 925. It's over 900 now. If you just look at the OPSs from the 4 years, OPS over 1,000 in 2021, then 819 2022, 789 last year.
Yeah,
with a higher OBP, and then 925 this season.
Yeah,
it's been a nice turnaround, man.
It's just been unbelievable. It's been actually unbelievable for Vladdy.
He gets up there hacking. He also fully changed bats to the full natural finish.
I
I
think that
think
plays a factor in it.
I think he looks awesome with that bat. And he just gets up there. It's either you're going to pull a home run or it's the hardest ball you've hit that looks like it's going straight to the center fielder and just going in the right center gap every time. The swings are so good. He's dangerous up there. They're walking him all the time. Very, very, very fun to watch.
Here are some stats that blow my mind. So since Vladimir Guerrero Jr. cut his hair, he is hitting 384, 15 home runs, 42 RBIs, and a 232 weighted runs created plus. He is 132 points above league average hitter, above average league hitter since he got his haircut. Those numbers are ridiculous in itself. That is insane. And that was after the Cleveland series, I believe he did it.
Sure.
Or it was the
Yeah,
Cleveland
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember the series. I just know it was like a Sunday.
Yeah, just shout out Vladdy, dude. He's been like one of the only players that have been like enjoyable and fun to watch for the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, we have the young guys like Ernie Horowitz. They've been fun to watch, but Vladdy has just been consistently a dog for the Toronto Blue Jays. Night in, night out, 16-game hit streak. I know he'll probably slump at a certain point, that's baseball, but he has just been so every at bat gets 3-2, hit a ball hard somewhere.
Okay, does he go over under finishing the season with an OPS of 885?
Yes, I think so.
You think he's over that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he creeps around the 900 OPS this season,
Okay.
which is very, very good.
Yeah.
So just some incredible stuff from Vladdy. Shout out Vladdy, man. Let's talk about Sunday's game. Sunday's game, Jays kind of clawed back. Ernie Clement 3 for 5. Yariel Rodriguez was shoving. I would love to hear your thoughts on John Schneider taking him out.
Didn't like the
I didn't
move
like it either.
Dude, the season's over, man. Dude, let your boys work.
Like, don't give me this whole matchup bullshit when you're 10 games below 500.
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Schneider. Seriously. Like, just let Yariel Rodriguez pitch to one more hitter. And if he gets got, who cares? You're 10 games below 500.
And you're still leading if he gets got.
Exactly.
Like, it's a Soto solo home run, right? And it's a 2-1 baseball game at that time. You have a guy who is in line for the win. He needs one more out. He's at 80-something pitches. It's just let him have it at that point. I understand it's using more than less. Or sorry, that's a use less analytics than more analytics take on that one. Yeah, I think you just got to know where you're at. Everyone has been like the bullpen's used all the time because the starters hadn't been great over the last recent. I guess you do have an off day today. He's thinking about that. Let's use everyone. Game goes into extras. Could have been shitty. Like Brent Little doesn't even finish that inning. It wasn't successful in how it went. It was successful.
I hated the move.
It was as successful as it ended up in a 0, but like Zach Pop had to come in, right, with the bases loaded to get out of that. So didn't love the move at that point. It was over managing in a lost season that I just thought was probably unnecessary.
And Yariel looked fucking pissed. Like
I would be too. Yeah, your one pitch for being in line for a win.
And Yariel has been unbelievable this season. Sub 4 ERA now.
It's his bounce backs have been good. Whenever he puts up a legit stinker, like a Bunkus is about to tweet that he should be off the team.
Yeah.
Like he puts together a nice start right after. So again, it's all about him being in the zone because he makes a ton of mistake pitches that people just swing through, which is great. The teams who are patient, I think he's kind of struggled with to this point. But no, really, really good bounce back. Needed it so bad.
Unreal bounce
back.
He
was really good. Hated that move. But again, like it's not going to be the reason this team makes or doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, that one out is not going to make.
And that's why I thought it was over managing when you just give him a chance.
Definitely over managing. But yeah, that series, Jays lost. Shocker. Let's go into listener questions before we do series preview.
Okay, Alto wants to know what our slash lines would be a full season of under 6 T-ball. You just can't get out.
I was thinking about this. I don't think I would ever get out. Like, I think I would be there. I think I would be there every single I would be there for weeks, months before I got out. Just 24 hours, just raking. Like just putting balls into play. I don't think I'd ever get out if I played.
You'd hit a home run every time.
What age group do you think you'd have to get to where it's like, okay, then it would be a little bit more competitive. I want to probably say 14.
The 14 was where I was going to land
Yeah,
too.
I think a 14-year-old could get me out.
Yeah. Well, they could throw you a pitch that isn't fast enough, so it dips at the end and you just smash it into the ground,
Yeah.
and someone makes a good enough play. Yeah.
Yeah. I think 14 is the age where I'm like, yeah. Because I'm seeing 14-year-olds throw like 80 now on like perfect game and shit. I have no like their arms are fucked. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think 14. I think all the way up to there, I would never get out. Like if I 13U, I'd probably hit 1,000. 12U, I'd never get out. Like below there, below the age of 14 is where 14 is where I draw the line for sure.
Okay. I like that. Could we plan the ideal offseason for this team to be competitive next year?
Again, I'm going to say it. Santander, a little bit of an overpay for Jeff Hoffman, probably. I don't think Teoscar Hernandez would come back. I think there's a little bit maybe bad blood between Ross and him because he didn't bring him back and because he traded him. I
I,
think
I think they could pay a starting pitcher.
like who?
I believe,
There's a guy from the Astros pretty good.
yeah, Blake Snell.
You
You
say
could you could pay Blake Snell. You could
that?
pay
Yeah,
like Luis Severino. Flaherty is another guy
yeah,
who's it's ideal might be there, but that's a team that competes next season. I think like Santander,
yeah,
some bullpen pieces, and a starter like Flaherty, Severino. Snell's obviously top end of that, and you wouldn't be wanting to get the term that he wants probably, and you wouldn't be able to work out a deal. But there, I think that's what we do.
yeah.
Do we think that Will Wagner is the next Kevin Biggio after his past few days in AAA?
I think he's better. I think I see the similarities because he's a nepo baby and he's a lefty. That's probably the only similarity I actually see. Yeah, I think there's some Biggio in him, probably. I mean, I want to see Wagner in the show. I really do. I want to see what he can bring to the boys.
I think so too. Gabe 14 and fan favorite David Schneider have a spot on this team come next season. If so,
You
in
you
what
already
role?
talked. You already talked about this. Like David Schneider, there's gonna be peaks and valleys. He's young still, young career.
Yeah,
He has to figure out a way to work through this. He's never really slumped after he was gonna quit baseball and came back. He's never really had like a slump like this before. So it's something he's gonna have to learn to bounce back from. I think he will bounce back, and he's shown tons of excellence his time here with the Blue Jays. So I'm not
yeah,
giving up on David Schneider after a bad 2 months.
yeah. No, I think he'll have a spot on the
Yeah.
team come next season. If he doesn't have a spot on the team, it's going to be in AAA where we let David Schneider rake for a couple of weeks again, and then he's back up in the show.
Yeah.
That's what I have for him. What is our favorite NL team? I think we've answered
Phillies.
that one before. Yeah, Philly. I don't really have one. Um, Out of Votto, Clase, Wagner, and Martinez, who doesn't get? Oh, holy shit, that does not make sense. There's a lot of names there, and the question he asked just didn't make sense.
It was Ken Reed, yes or no question with two questions in
Who
the tweet.
doesn't? Oh, I have no idea what
Yeah.
he's trying to ask. I think he's trying to put guys in the 25-man roster and take some guys out, but fake Stuart Broa, tough question, or I read it wrong. My apologies. Yohendrick Panango son or Mario Loperfido daughter?
Lopes forever.
Would we accept a job with the team if they approached?
No.
I'll
Because
think
then
about it.
we'd be called shills.
Yeah, I don't think we'd be able to do what we're doing right
Yeah, we
now.
wouldn't.
Like if we ran socials, I don't
Yeah,
think they'd
no,
ever
no.
want us to do that.
Yeah, they would never.
They would never do that. And they do a pretty good job themselves. Do we believe that Joey Votto will make his return to the MLB during the Blue Jay series against the Reds?
Yes, we are 14 days away, 2 weeks today. Joey Votto will be making his debut. Honestly, if he keeps going at this point, it might be sooner. I really don't know how they're going to do that, but yeah, Joey Votto will be here at a certain point. He will be. That's just a guarantee. The healthier he stays, it'll be like a little bit of a sideshow, I guess you could say, but he will be here.
Yep. If this offseason Gosman goes out into the woods and smokes a pound of the good stuff, will we see him back to the same level as last season?
He's looked good. Like he's looked.
I'm so ready to write off this year and just be ready to see him back to normal
Yeah, it's
next
like
year.
again, you're still working your ass off to be good, but when you don't really have anything to play for, like the Jays guys, like it is hard. It's hard to get up and play for a team that sucks. That's what it always will be. I know it's the big leagues, sure, but it is hard to just get up and be like, I'm going to play. I'm going to like I'm what are you playing for? I know yourself, but you love playing for the team and the team sucks. It's tough.
Yeah. Have we heard anything lately about a Vladdy extension? We don't have any inside source of that, but I want to talk
Not
about the Jeff Passan thing where he went on a show on Sportsnet and said that a first baseman is not getting $300 million. And I think that'd be the best thing for the Blue Jays.
yeah.
So it
Uh,
makes sense. I think 300 is a number they could honestly land on. I think it's what Vladdy's hoping for. And maybe he gets 275 over 10. That's what they land on. But him saying no first baseman's going to get 300 mil. I don't know if I think
yeah.
Vladdy's camp didn't like to hear
Yeah,
that,
didn't like
most
that one
likely.
probably. Yeah.
What's Freddie Freeman's deal?
Freddie Freeman's like 280, I think, right?
Freddie Freeman contract. A
Yeah, I don't
contract
know.
that a contract that Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have no
So
idea.
he's 6 years, 162. So that's 27 million per year. I think they could land on 27.5 per year with Vladdy and go 10 275.
Yeah, that's
Like,
fair.
because he goes the year he was 8 by 135 eventually with the when he was with the Braves as well. Freddie Freeman was. Um yeah. So yes, he goes from a $16.875 million to 27. I think they give him 27.5, and that's what they'd
Yeah.
hopefully land on.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we still do we still believe all the things we've said about Alejandro Kirk after the last 1 to 2 months he's had offensively?
I'd like to come on the limb and say I've been semi wrong about Alejandro Kirk. He's been awesome. I'm a
Alejandro
man. I'm a
Kirk,
man of integrity. I can admit when I'm wrong. He has been awesome the past 1 to 2 months. That's not going to discount how he's been like since 2022 All Star break. Let's make that clear. But he has been awesome the past 1 or 2 months. He's been great. I'll give that to him. I'll tip my cap to him for that.
I believe he's underperforming a lot of his expected numbers.
Yeah.
That's what happens if you hit the ball slow sometimes, though.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a Kirk believer. I've always been a Kirk believer. Um, the body's funny, and that's why people are gonna be quick to. If Alejandro Kirk was 6'5", the whole thing on him would be so different. I genuinely believe that it's just body type for half the people looking at Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah.
Like if August he's hitting 250, July he hit 321, May he hit. I mean he's playing 9 games in that month with 286, and then he has a 194 and a 167 mixed in there as well. He's not hit lefties well at all. 38 weighted runs created plus against lefties. That is not very good. Let's see how many at bats he gets. 50 at bats. So he's triple the amount of at bats against righties. He's hitting 270 against them. A
So he
90
just can't
weighted
hit
runs,
lefties.
90 weighted runs created plus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just can't hit lefties then.
He's bad at home as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't like doing that. You put Kirk against a righty on the road, that's where he is the best at this point. Um, yeah, August, July, 97 weighted runs created plus. It's been pretty good. Like when he's a 340 on base month, that's good for
Yeah.
Alejandro Kirk because he's going to slug 350. It's not going to be very pretty that way, but the at bats have gotten a lot more competitive. It seems like
For
you like to
sure.
call him Mr. Low Leverage. He hasn't been great in high
Hitting
leverage.
below 150 in low leverage.
Yeah, but I don't think a lot of people on this team are hitting great
Yeah.
in high
That's
leverage.
that's that's a Blue Jays problem,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
that's it. That's exactly it. Like squared up percentage, 95th percentile. His framing, 90th percentile. Caught stealing above average, 85th percentile. Like great fielder. Average exit velocity is pretty good at 90.4. But other than that, striking out the most he ever has. Lowest walk rate. His like expected damage is right on par with what he was during his Silver Slugger season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, expected slug a lot less, but don't give up on Kirk, man. It's people are gonna hate him because of what the body looks like, and I don't think that's totally fair to him compared
Mm-hmm.
to some others because I think he's a really good. Still think he's a very very good major league catcher.
Time will tell, brother. We will
Time will
see.
tell. Yes, time
We will
will.
see where he is at. But
If
what
I got
else
we
do you
still
got?
got some more
Yeah.
future expectations for Ricky T following Tommy John
I don't
surgery.
know. Let's see fucking let's see 50 innings in a season first. Let's worry about
Yeah,
that.
we're not going to get that chance till 2026 probably.
Yeah, so
So that was dumb of me of putting in the 2026 rotation. He's probably in the 27
yeah, let's see
rotation.
50 innings from Ricky T first. Then we'll worry about like where we're at with him on a standpoint of being successful in the MLB. Let's see that. Cuz we
Yeah.
won't I'll be 29 when he is back to pitching for the Toronto Blue like in the minor leagues.
Okay. If Aaron Judge doesn't want to be intentionally walked every time, should he be able to refuse the walk but then have to swing left-handed?
See, now that's a good loophole. I still think he'd be a good hitter lefty. I want to make that clear. No, I think you should just take the walk like a man and increase that on base. That's what you probably should do. I mean, Barry Bonds did it.
Yep.
Being compared to Barry Bonds is pretty cool. So you're welcome, Aaron Judge.
All right, that's it for questions. We got a fucking ton here. We don't have enough time for that. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, appreciate all the questions. Thank you for putting them in every time. Helps us out too.
Yeah. All right. Series preview. Orioles coming to town.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be fucking kidding me with this schedule.
Yeah, I might have an extra ticket for you tomorrow in the premium lounge. We'll see.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, might be going to the premium lounge tomorrow. But listen, this is the pitching matchups we have here on the docket. Bassett versus Grayson Rodriguez tomorrow. Trevor Rogers versus I have no idea who. That's the
Well, it's probably a Bowden, maybe.
Yeah, probably Bowden.
Because I don't think we're gonna get another
Paulo
Espino start.
Let's get Aaron Sanchez in the mix. Dean Kramer versus Kevin Gossman is game 3, and then they are off against the Oakland A's, or they play the Oakland A's on the Friday. Yeah, Jay's losing 2 of 3. I say they beat Trevor Rogers. Trevor Rogers sucks.
Yeah,
what a shit trade. What a shit trade.
Disgusting trade.
Yeah, it's they're gonna mash off Trevor Rogers. They're gonna lose 2 of 3 though. They're gonna get worked.
I think 2 of 3 is super obvious.
Yeah.
And
again, win
I'll
game
take
one,
that as a win. Yeah, exactly.
Win game 1 maybe. Win the Bassett start on Tuesday, but yeah, enjoy the rest of the week. I mean, full uniform vlog tomorrow night. Hopefully, maybe we'll drop before the game, so like 6:30 we'll drop it. It's like a 20-minute vlog, so stay tuned for that. Thank you again to Judah for making that. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave a comment. Appreciate the support, man. We're gonna be battling through this season with you for the remainder of the season until the wheels fall off. Yep. So we will see you guys on Thursday night for the podcast, and let's have ourselves a week. Enjoy the summer, and let's go from there. I love you guys. Gate 14 forever.